We're talking to YouTubers of the world.
All the people in the world?
Alright. This is one more installment in a series of videos about feeling God. What has He felt like to me? What have I gained from it? What have I learned from those experiences with God, encounters with God, promptings from God? Today, I wanted to share a powerful experience reading this. How can I set this up for you guys? I read this book at a time I struggled a lot with self-worth. I had always tried to make changes. I could never stick to it. I didn't understand why. Well, I guess this is just my destiny. This is just my fate. This is just who I am. I can't change. I didn't really understand the atonement of Jesus Christ. That was a concept people talked about a lot. I got that He died for our sins 2,000 years ago. What could that do for me now? This was the place that I was in, mentally, spiritually. Anyway, I read this book. This story stuck out to me for years later. He tells this story about a firefighter who ran into a burning house to rescue several children from this fire. He is darting in and out of this house, bringing kids out. After rescuing the 5th child, he goes back in there, even though all of the neighbors are like, hey, that's all the kids. There should be no more kids in there. That's all of them. And he insists that he saw a baby in the crib. So he runs back into the house. Moments later, the house collapses. It's hours before the other firefighters find his body. They found him in the nursery near the crib, huddled protectively over a completely unharmed, unscratched doll. Life-size baby doll. The story struck me because, and I don't know if I realized it before that moment, I had always kind of compared myself to like a doll, like a toy. I realized at that moment how much I felt like the doll. President Ballard goes on to talk about how that heroic act reminded him of the most heroic act of all time, what Jesus Christ did for us. He's the firefighter. He's the firefighter that goes back to save the doll. I'm thinking that's me right now in this story. I'm the doll. As I'm thinking these things and as I'm reading these things, very clearly these words come to my mind. You are so much more than a doll. And it was in that moment that I realized who I was to Him and what I meant to Him. I realized that I am a daughter of God. I am a child of God. That song that we sing all the time in primary, this is a very common song to Latter-day Saints. I am a child of God. It's a very common song. It's this idea that had always been taught to me, but it wasn't until this moment that I understood it in my heart. And I believed. I got it. I knew it. I am a child of God. And I'm worth something. I have the ability to make these changes. And it's with Christ that these changes will be made. It's because He loves me. It's love that changed me, that gave me the power to do what I needed to do to change my life. Here I am now, and I'm totally happy. I love the train that I'm on. I love where I'm going. I love what I'm doing. Not that my life is perfect, because it's not. Earlier this week, I was told to expect a miscarriage. I've been spending this entire week waiting for that to happen. It's been really hard. It hasn't been a happy week for me, but I have a happy life. I love where I am. I love who I am, because I know who I am. That knowledge, that testimony gets me through the hard times, carries me through knowing that there's a God who loves me and He has a plan for me. I can do hard things when I do them with Him. That is my witness and my testimony for you guys today. I challenge you guys to do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do to gain that testimony and that witness for yourselves. That was the moment that the love changed me. It's that love that motivates me to share these things with you guys. I want you guys to feel the love too. Next week, March 17th, it's the birthday of the Relief Society. It's one of the oldest and largest women's organizations in the world. It is the women's organization, the women's organization of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'll be back with you guys next week to talk about women. I'm super excited. I'll see you guys next week, and thanks for watching. This is a door stopper. There, what do you guys want to say to all the people in the world?
Okay.